This is to welcome His Excellency the Governor of the State, Alhaji Muhammad.
Your Excellency, if you recall, some 3 months ago, we had a webinar with all the 36 governors, and you were in attendance, where I pour out my heart to all of you over the increasing type of gender-based violence, particularly rape, in this country, and there is no state that is an exception. Every day I receive alarming rates of rape cases, particularly of minors, 70-year-old, 60-year-old, raping minors of 1, 2, 3. And at the end of that meeting, all of you gave me the total support, and you resolved to declare a state of emergency in your states. I thank you for that commitment. I've also received reports of the giant strides recorded in the area of infrastructure that improve the livelihood of women, where about 11,000 road network connecting Gombe and Metropolis within the local government areas were created to give access to market women and to also help carry their agricultural products to the state. You recall, just about 3 weeks ago, we had a meeting with all the 19 northern governors. The statistics is heartbreaking. The difference, the gap between the north and the south in the area of education is something that, if I'm to blow it out here, all of us will be in tears. The future of our children lies in education. Education is the life investment that we can give our children. And once they are equipped with education, they can stand on their own. Your Excellency, I'm appealing that we give more attention. Advocacy should be intensified, and our religious leaders, our opinion leaders, our ward heads should be fully involved in this exercise as soon as school reopens, so that we can have all our children back to school. Education is the right of every child, and Mr. President has said this over and over. This is under my purview. The problem of rape and gender-based violence has reached an alarming rate that we need the men to be the vanguards to speak. And the United Nations are advocating for a he for she. The he for she is men who believe in the role women are playing in national development. Women are mothers of the home. God created the woman to be a helpmate to the man. We are not competing for equal rights. We give you your due respect as head of the family, as our fathers, as our husbands, but at the same time, neglecting women, looking at the population of women, means neglecting the highest population in the country and in every state. And that means we are working as a disabled. If you ignore the highest population and you are dealing with only the small population, there is no way you can achieve any meaningful development, Your Excellency. I therefore appeal that we have more men who can speak out about the ills in our society, about gender-based violence, about rape, condemning it as you've been doing that, so that we will be able to address this issue squarely. A lot of women are thrown out of homes because they are being locked down, particularly during the lockdown of COVID-19. Women found themselves locked down by their accusers, abusers. Children are locked up because there are no schools. And even parents So many cases have been found where parents abuse their own children. So we appeal that men should be the vanguards in this struggle. It's a war. It's a battle that Mr. President is leading at the national level. I thank God we have a gender-sensitive National Assembly. The Senate President has condemned it. The Speaker has condemned it. And all of you, the 36 governors, have condemned it by declaring a state of emergency in your various states. I would appeal that you create a shelter. Every state needs a shelter where when these women are abused or thrown out midnight, they can find where they can stay, sometimes with the children, and the doctors will attend to them. Physical therapy needs to be given to them. All this should be put in place in the shelter where the women and children can be attended to. Bauchi yesterday promised they will do the same. That is the only way to address. If we deal with the weapon of rape, if we address it, and it is done 1-2, the rampant cases of rape will be drastically reduced. Because I know a rapist would prefer to die than to be castrated. So, giving them life imprisonment in the prison, the female in the prison are not even safe. And why should government spend money to be feeding a rapist? So, stringent measures has to be given to. Because a rapist is the same crime with murder. When they rape, they sometimes kill, or they threaten them, and then likely young minors, the 3 months baby, the 3 weeks baby, most of them could not survive it. And out of every 1 case that is reported of rape and gender-based violence, 10 are not reported. Every state is not just Gombe. For any 1 case reported, 10 are not reported. And we cannot fold our arms and allow evil men to destroy our children. I know the love you have for children, Your Excellency. You showed that very well by that telephone you gave me over the children that were picked out of your state. I pray such things will never happen again. And I pray that all the men here will rise up to the occasion to do all that we can to condemn rape and gender-based violence and to see that all our children go to school so that our tomorrow will be better. Once again, I thank you, Your Excellency, and God bless.
The second most important issue is the mission that she came along with. That is aimed at making us to sit up and do the correct thing. And that is quite expected of a mother because she must have observed all these things. And unfortunately, the situation is getting worse by the day, especially with what we encountered during the lockdown with the setting of the pandemic. A lot of attention was not given to those issues, especially the issues to do with rape, issues to do with gender violence, and issues to do with child abuse. People came to note that really the Nigerian society has lost its way with regards to the moral, relationship that is supposed to be existing between us. And as a mother, she naturally has to be more concerned than all of us, but we are equally concerned. We are equally concerned, and we must do a lot. We must work assiduously in order to address these issues and cover those gaps so that our children and grandchildren will come to live in a happier and better world. Little wonder then that she so eloquently addressed the issues from A to Z, and it's now left to us. Now we are ready, and Gombe State is ready and willing to join with you and fight these vices so that we can change the fortunes of our society. as far as the issues, the programs of the federal government are concerned, not only as those that relate to women, but anything else that we need to do so that we join hands with the federal government and equally carry along our local governments, because anything that doesn't transcend from top to bottom hardly can yield result as far as human relationships are concerned. Developmental issues are normally rooted with the people. If you are not able to address them by carrying along the majority of the people, hardly can they make any impact. And we cannot do that without involving the states and the local governments. So we shall do so, and we shall continue to do so, so that all your aims and objectives will be achieved with ease. And without them, I think a great portion of the political trend will be cut off if we don't involve them. So we shall involve our women. We have been involving them, we shall continue to engage and involve them so that we do rightly what we are supposed to do. Because if we don't carry them along, it will mean our children and our grandchildren will be taken out of their own affairs, and that will come back to us. The measures we took with regards to BESDA, with regards to girl child education, even the levels that for people, and even adult and non-formal education, is for us to make sure that the women are not left behind. We are putting serious effort on that, and we shall make sure the women, in fact, are the drivers. It is by design, not by accident, that we picked a woman to be the chairman of the Civil Service Commission in the state. Girl child education is really an issue here. And it's not only in Gombe, I know, but that of Gombe, in fact, has no basis, because for long, our people had been supporting our girl child to go to school. There is clear evidence. On issue of Child Rights Act and the BAF Act, we are already on it. That day we spoke, I told you that and a review has been done. I believe by the time you get to the State House of Assembly, they will give you adequate brief on that. Very soon, Gombe, inshallah, within the states of the North, will be among the pioneers to make sure we domesticate all the acts so that we'll give our women the comfort they deserve, and equally make them to go far at parity with all other women of the developed world. Our concern, like I told you the day we noticed this issue of these children that were discovered, is still our people are not so serious about those issues. Otherwise, between 2018 and 2019, to date, about 21 children are missing. Most of them, of those aged between 2 and 3. Those that we got from Anambra, I think not even one is from Gombe. They had to go on another mission to Delta State because of the confession of the woman that was brought here. He is under interrogation. And I think it's only 2 that were discovered. They are being brought for scrutiny. After somebody loses a child for 2-3 years, and especially if he goes to a place that has a different culture, eventually, as small children, you may even forget them, they may forget their parents. So, and it's a global issue, because all the states, especially the northern states, and the victims are normally taken to some other states. So before you realize it, the danger inflicted on the people may hardly be redeemed. So we need to double up on that issue. And any other thing else, especially with regards to politics, the main driver is here, the Amazon is here, and I believe now you must have triggered them. So we'll work with them, we'll make sure that their representation is guaranteed in the local government and in all other places in the state.
Having listened to His Excellency's response, and Gombe being blessed with great women and the good work Her Excellency is doing, and the assurance from His Excellency, it is clear that His Excellency is a true he for she. If you recall, I honored some governors last year during the National Council on Women Affairs that took place in Ondo last year. Today, with the commitment and what I've seen he has done, I am honoring him as a he for she and gender champion. I have here also, during the COVID-19, Your Excellency, I took a national survey with NASIMA and SME.ng on the impact of COVID-19 on women-owned businesses, and the results showed clearly that women were most affected nationwide. I'm presenting the report to you. And I'm also presenting the National Beijing Plus 25 review. Thank you very much. Thank you. This is they are coming up everyone. Thank you. Thank you, Johnson. Thank you.
No, just wait. I'm not ready for tomorrow. Just wait.